Welcome, one and all in one to J Wright Productions. I am your host, Mr. J. To the right, there is dust on my keyboard, and I don't know where it came from. It's not dusty in here, so you figure it out. Anyway, how are all y'all lovely people out there in the intranets doing today? I know I haven't been posting. Computer, I don't know what happened. Started doing some funky stuff, froze up. Didn't want to work. So I had to go and reach out to a friend of mine, and he went in, did his little magic, was like, okay, I figured this one out. Click, boom. And all of a sudden, it's good. So it was out of commission for couple days there, out of commission, so I wasn't able to do much. I thought about recording some videos on my phone, like those of you who have been here since the jump. A lot of the older videos, like my first videos, they were done on my phone. I edited them on my phone, but wouldn't you know it, the editing software on my phone wasn't working either. Basically, what I needed to do with that was I had to basically delete the app and then reinstall the app. And once I reinstalled the app, everything was working fine. However, I had already got the laptop back. So here we are. And now you're caught up, Last time on J Ray Productions. Anyway, you seen the thumbnail, you seen it, you clicked it, you know what I'm watching. I'm watching Marvel Studios Echo, the official trailer. I've actually been super excited to watch this show since they announced it. For those of you guys, I like seeing new characters. I like going into those new characters and exploring them. I'm not someone who's like, hey, here's the top 5 characters. Let's only ever follow these characters. I'm not like that. It drives me crazy. Because I'm like, all right, you guys got all these other characters. Let's move on from this character and let's go to some other characters. I'm not saying you got to completely forget about this character, but what's the point of having hundreds of thousands of characters if you're never going to use them? That just seems like a waste of time. I think both Marvel and DC have that. And I remember when I was younger, I used to always say, hey, can we please make a cartoon or a movie or a show or something, video game for these characters? Because there's other cool characters and you guys are only focused on these ones. And it just drove me crazy because I didn't understand why we weren't exploring. I love that Marvel Studios came along and decided, hey, you know what, we're going to explore. All right, and I know before y'all say, oh yeah, well they only did that because they didn't have the X-Men. Who cares? They did it, and it's great. Yes, and if they had the X-Men, we would have never had movies like the Avengers, and all that stuff would never have happened had Marvel Studios only had the X-Men. And you guys know it. I know it. You know it. Wouldn't have happened. Movies like the first Iron Man movie, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. None of those movies would have existed. And you know it's the truth. None of them would have existed if Marvel Studios had the rights, the film rights, the movie rights to X-Men from jump. It would have never happened. And you know that. They weren't going to. They weren't going to do that. They had to use what they had. And thus we got the MCU. The MCU does not exist if Marvel had the rights to X-Men and Spider-Man, and the MCU doesn't exist in the way it exists now. You would never have had any of these other things. So Yeah, they wouldn't have done a show for Loki or any of that. It wouldn't have happened. And for anybody who goes, yeah, they would have. No, they wouldn't have. They said, hey, listen, okay, this is what we got. Let's do with what we have. There's a reason why the other studios weren't doing it, because if you go back, you know that when Marvel was selling off properties, in the 90s, to, make sure they didn't go bankrupt. A lot of the characters that are on the Avengers actually did go to different. Let me fix this screen. Did go to different studios. Just those studios never did anything with them because they weren't the popular properties, right? I can remember being in school and no one was talking about the Avengers in the 80s or the 90s. No one was talking about them. It was X-Men, it was Spider-Man. It still was Fantastic Four, believe it or not. Incredible Hulk. Those are the ones. But no one was talking about Captain America. No one was talking about Thor or Iron Man or Scarlet Witch or, Black Widow or Hawkeye. No one was focused on those. And so for Marvel, Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios, for them to go, hey, listen, we want to focus on the ones that weren't the popular ones. They were not the popular. And, it's crazy that in the years since, this started in 2008 basically, and in the years since, the MCU has taken the Avengers and put them at a position where they're actually over a lot of all the other characters, even Guardians of the Galaxy, which I know there's a lot of people who go, I know who Guardians of the Galaxy were. You didn't. There's a lot of people who did not know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were before the movie, and now they're household names. Now everybody knows them. So I like that. I like that Marvel has done that. I hope they continue to do that. I know I've seen comments of people who get all butthurt over it, and they're like, oh, well, I wish they would stop focusing on these side characters. And I'm like, listen, we can't continue to only have Iron Man and Captain America and stuff. We have to eventually get other characters in here, or else we get into a situation where you're just rebooting Iron Man every 4 years and you end up with 18 different people playing Iron Man. I don't need another Batman situation. Okay, I don't need another Superman situation where there's just multiple people playing this person over and over and over and over. Like, let's just stick with some for a minute. DC, I'm talking to y'all too. Like, I know we got a new Superman, even though Henry Cavill was perfect as Superman. We got a new Superman. Can we focus on just keeping him Superman for a while before we decide to move and make a new Superman? Just saying. But I'm going to check this trailer out and then we'll talk some more afterwards. Let's see what we talking about. Let's get that screen up. All right. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's rock.
Maya. I see everything that you are. I always have.
God, dog.
Don't be afraid. You have so much pain in you. So much rage that you can't contain it. the same. So, who's the monster?
My goodness. Hold up. Well, well, damn. Jeez Louise. Listen. Listen. Holy hell! I knew that I knew that they were already gonna do basically rated R, which is why they said it's gonna be on Hulu as well as Disney Plus because there's people who don't, for whatever reason, know how to put a parental lock on Disney Plus. And then you had the people who were complaining that Disney Plus shouldn't have anything that has blood in it. You had the parents who were complaining like, well, why is there a parental lock on stuff for Disney that there shouldn't be? And all right, I didn't realize we were gonna go. I didn't realize we were gonna go into that territory though. I mean, bruh, is it a rule of thumb for Kingpin to get blood on his suits? I just, someone over at Marvel, let me know. Is a rule of thumb for him to? I mean, granted, he has the money to take care of it. He can just get a new suit. But is it every time this man is in a suit, he gets blood splatter all over it? That just seems like a waste of a good suit. He beat the ice cream man because he beat him because he told my girl, "Oh yeah, I can't understand you. Get out of here." And then just got royally destroyed because of that. If that doesn't tell you, hey, be nice to people, I don't know what does, because you never know who's watching and you never know who's going to come and start beating the hell out of you after throwing you into a garbage can, to a dumpster. Man, I gotta have to watch that one again. That's crazy. And that's what I'm saying. I already knew I was gonna watch the show before the trailer because I am not one of those people who is like, oh, it's a side character. Why are we? That's a show I'm definitely watching. I know that they're dropping all the episodes at once, instead of the week by week thing. You see the little, there was like a half a clip, like a sliver of Daredevil in there, just like Daredevil. Oh, okay, cool. That was it. Cool, awesome. And I know that the director said that she is technically she's a villain. She's not a hero. She is a villain. Even in her show, she is still a villain, and I kind of like that. I like that they're not saying, okay, yeah, let's make her a hero, which, let's be real about this, there's probably little bits and pieces of it that by the end of it, you're going to be like, okay, she technically kind of is a little bit of a hero, anti-villain, anti-hero, whatever you want to call it. She's going to be it. We already know that. I know that her powers from the comics, they did change them. I did read that they changed them a bit. In the comics, she has more of a, whatever the thing, it's in my head, but it's not coming to me. It's not coming here. The same thing Taskmaster has, where basically they can watch your movements and then mimic what you do, learn how to fight the same way you fighting. And I know that I know that she has that in the comics, but they didn't put it in here, which I'm fine with that. Anyway, that show looks amazing. I'm definitely excited to see it. I cannot wait for that one. It's January, so we got a couple months to go, and I believe it's only gonna be like 5 episodes. I think they were starting at 6, but then they turned it towards only like 5 episodes. But you're getting all 5 episodes at once right there, big plate full of stuff where you can just dive in and eat and chill and be done with it in a weekend or in a day. More than likely in a day. I don't know if it takes you if it takes you a whole weekend to get through 5 episodes. I don't. Especially if you're not doing anything else. I mean, if you're doing some other stuff, I get that, but if you're not doing anything and you want to watch it, it should take you no less than a day. Sorry. But let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments. Are you excited for Echo? Before you go, don't forget today to be a light in someone's life. If you cannot be a light in someone's life, then I hope someone will be a light in your life today, because trust me, you are worth every second. Until next time, I am Mr. J. Wright. It's written in the stars, people. It's written in the stars, people. And I'll see you soon.